New York may be the next state to ban cell phones in schools. This, in my opinion, is an absolute no-brainer. Our kids are struggling with technology. The truth is, we all are struggling in our use with technology. So why would the kids, teenagers, do any better? Outside the classroom, they're struggling with limited attention spans. They can't focus on academics. They're experiencing high levels of cyberbullying. We have addictive algorithms, nonstop notifications, social media, games, porn. They no longer know how to have conversations with their peers. They're no longer developing close relationships. Inside schools, it's all this plus rampant cheating. But this isn't about cheating. This is about socializing. It's about mental health and creating a space for learning. Self-harm and suicide are up. SSRIs are up. Our kids are not okay. If you ask them, they say they're not okay. There should be no question about banning or limiting the use of cell phones in schools. Opponents will say something about safety and security and parents being able to reach their kids in an emergency. What about 9/11 and parents being able to reach them on a day like that? I'm confident schools can figure out a reasonable way to have parents speak to their kids in cases of emergencies. And individual schools can figure out the best way to enforce these measures. But if you walk down the halls of a high school today, it doesn't look like a high school when I went there. The kids aren't speaking to each other. They're on their devices. And if you ask kids how they feel about this, they're unhappy. If you say to them, do you want name your app or device banned just for you? They all say no, that they need to be part of a greater ecosystem that revolves around these apps and devices. But if you ask them, do you want, for example, TikTok to be banned for all kids? They all say yes, or overwhelmingly say that they would like a across the board ban. Part of next fiscal year's budget, Governor Kathy Hochul says that she's going to put in $13.5 million to roll out this policy. In September, New York's largest teachers union endorsed a bell-to-bell policy that limits the use of cell phones from the first bell to the last bell. And many schools have already put in place their own measures, whether it's a locked fabric pouch that kids can put their devices in throughout the day, or phones in cubbies along the outside of classrooms so they don't interrupt. This feels like a no-brainer. Kids are struggling enough outside of the classroom, in the classrooms, and inside the hallways of schools. Kids shouldn't be thinking about the latest TikTok dance or the latest app or the latest game. Kids should be focused on peer-to-peer interactions, peer-to-peer learning, and classroom learning. The kids are not all right, and we need to help them.